over the last couple of years, he's been one of the best players in all of baseball. So this is certainly a great pickup. But from a betting perspective, I think this is what you have to remember when betting on baseball. It is certainly a team sport. And just because you pick up one big name free agent does not mean you're going to win a World Series. How many times have we seen this story? We saw it with the Padres, who, like I said, it wasn't Juan Soto's fault, but he is simply one person on a team of players. Same goes for the Mets. Look at the Mets every year. And I know that, the Mets are going to Met, but still, they have opened the checkbook and they have gone out and gotten great free agents who, went on to do big things for other teams. But still, one player does not mean a team is going to win a World Series. And especially when it's a team like the Yankees, who people already love betting on, I just feel like now all of the value is gone on the New York Yankees. The fact that they're now the third favorites to win the World Series, I think is a little drastic.
I think so, too. It seems like a bit of an overreaction. But it's the Yankees, right? So you always sort of pay a premium on the Yankees. Now you've got Braves, Dodgers, Yankees sitting right there at 8-1 as the third favorite. I will also say that I like this for the Padres as well. It's not a sexy trade for the Padres, but they really fill in a lot of different holes in their lineup. And frankly, didn't they need to make some sort of move? Because they tried this experiment where they had all this talent and still are very talented, and it just didn't work out. And now you have guys like Blake Snell leaving via free agency. He's going to sign somewhere, and they've got some money tied up that they really didn't want to tie up. So I think this is actually very good for San Diego. They needed to shake things up, and now they've got some young talent, too. Drew Thorpe, in particular, is a minor leaguer that was I believe, a second-round pick in 2021. They've already promoted him to Double-A, and he could be in line to be a good part of that rotation. They've got some guys now who can fill in the bullpen with Brito and Vasquez. So, again, you're not going to look at it and say, wow, San Diego. But ultimately, I think this was a smart move for them.
I think it will depend on how some of these prospects pan out, because that's the tricky part in baseball. Is a guy can be a super prospect and then not amount to much of anything once he gets to the big leagues. And sometimes you'll get a steal of the player in one of these trades that's not even the big name in the trade. Yordan Alvarez, one of those guys that came via a trade, and he was just like, people looked at it as a throw-in guy, even though the organizations probably knew exactly what they were doing. But again, like, one player does not make a team. Like, look at the LA Angels. They have two of the best players on face of planet Earth, and yet they can't even make it to the postseason. So I think this is good for the Yankees because they did needed a bat in that lineup that can hit for average. It can't just be Aaron Judge every single time, because the past 2 years, it feels like the Yankees offense has been the worst part of their team. We are looking at some props in this game that are extremely low. And you would think that kind of correlates with the score being, extremely low. But we've seen some yards, at least, from the Steelers offense. Remember that game where it was like, oh, they had 400 yards. Yeah, but they only scored 16 points. So when you're looking at receivers, I still think we are getting an extremely buy low spot on Deontay Johnson. Sometimes when you have backup quarterbacks, you can look. Who are the guys that they are comfortable throwing to? Because you've got to remember, backup quarterbacks are not getting the same amount of reps as the first-string quarterback. So maybe they have a security blanket that they like throwing to. Usually it's the number one receiver. We saw it with Jake Browning and Jamar Chase. He had a little bit of chemistry developed between Jamar Chase in the short amount of time that he had been taking the reps. So for Mitchell Trubisky, it is Deontay Johnson. And every single game last year that Mitch Trubisky started, Deontay Johnson got the most targets in every single game. So I think that trend continues. The number tonight is 41.5, which is extremely low. You look at the Patriots, they're giving up the 8th most receiving yards to opposing wide receivers. So I'll go Deontay Johnson over 41.5 receiving yards. He's been real disappointing lately, but maybe Mitch Trubisky coming in will change that a little bit.
I keep seeing this play, and I'm looking into it. I'm trying to find it, and I'm hoping it will be posted at BetMGM shortly. It's Jalen Warren.
It's 42.5
over. Okay.
Sorry.
Very good.
No,
you're fine. I want to go Jalen Warren over 60.5 rushing plus receiving yards, because if the Steelers want to win this game, they're going to need him in both areas, both running the ball And with checkdowns, especially with a guy like Mitch Trubisky, they don't want Mitchell Trubisky throwing all over the field. Maybe he's an upgrade over Kenny Pickett, but it's like saying, God, I hate Pepsi. Oh, okay. How about Diet Pepsi? It's like, no, it's still bad. It's still something I don't want to see. So maybe he's a little bit better, but ultimately, as good as the Patriots are against the run, and they're exceptional against the run, one weakness they do have on defense is that they allow a lot of checkdowns and a lot of throws to running backs out of the backfield, which is sort of, it's almost a product of being so good defensively that the one thing you can do against them is just throw it out in the flat and let your running back take off. And I feel like Jaylen Warren will be the guy that Pittsburgh relies on a lot. He will be a security blanket for Mitch Trubisky in this game. So over 60.5 rushing and receiving yards for Jaylen Warren is something I'm looking for, and I think I'm going to go with.
And I'm trying to play the scene here, and we have a birthday.
Happy 50th. Hook 'em.
You did this.
Happy birthday. Happy
Great news. Oh, look at this.
You got to watch the video. We have video for you.
In the making. They went in there and they played a Texas brand of football that those guys in Tuscaloosa haven't seen in a long time, that I haven't seen in a long time. You old son of a guns. Last year you said, oh, this might be the last time ever. And I thought, no. There's more than just an old hamster wheel. How is your future looking? Dead silence. It looks terrible, doesn't it? And we got it done, and I had about 25 old fashions, a little less. They were a lot. They were, woo! That's all I drank the entire night. I said, just keep them coming. He is still due $138 million. Thank you, guys. This is awesome. Look at this cake I got. Oh, my God. Oh, look at this. I don't want to turn it up because if I do, it's going to fall off.
Yeah, don't do that.
It'll slide off. It says happy double T.
Mid-century birthday.
Thank you, Andrew. That's my guy. It says happy between 49 and 51 if birthday Jenks hook 'em horns. Thank you, guys. That's awesome. Thank you very much. I'm very appreciative. Thank you. That makes my day. Thank you. Thank you.
Jenks, I don't know if you noticed on the video that we played, the longer you watch the video, the older they aged you in the video.
I'm so glad you said that because
I saw your face. You're like, what's going on?
Because I'm so glad you mentioned that because at the end I was like, Jesus. I was like, that. I mean, because that picture, I'm not a huge fan of that picture anyway, just me personally. Yeah. I feel like I look weird. And then I saw it and I'm like, you really do look old. You look like an old man in that shot. Okay, so you actually aged it?
They aged it. Your hair was a little grayer, a little more wrinkles.
Well, I was like, am I got gray already? You guys almost gave me a heart attack there. Because I kept watching it and listening, and as I was looking at it, I was like, I look 80. So old.
Is your eyesight that bad? You didn't notice that was not the real picture
but
of you?
It was the picture, but it was aged, and so I thought my mind was playing tricks on me. I was like, holy crap, is that what I look like? I couldn't believe I didn't anticipate it, so I was like, I'm so much older than I thought. Wow. Oh, thank God you said that, because I was like, that's how I look now? Holy crap, how am I going to look in 10 years? Oh, you guys gave me a heart attack. Thank you. Thank you, guys. That's very, very nice. Thank you. This is awesome.